guys, so today we're gonna have a discussion, and I'm pretty excited about it. Um, there, okay, this is many topics basically combined into one video. It's why you shouldn't hate gays if you are a Christian, or think it's sinful if you're a Christian. Um, let's see, why even if you're not Christian, and you don't like gays, or if you do or whatever, why you should like them, or where you should agree with them and you should not judge them based on sexuality, especially in a religious way. Why how it is that how some people describe themselves, their attraction towards their partner, and basically just a really good religious based thing. It's actually the first thing I want to show you is called "Being Gay is a Gift from God." It is on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and you can look it up. Just type in "Being Gay is a Gift from God" Oprah, and I'm just gonna play it now. I'll also have that link in the bottom. There will be another one called "The Talk" with Christian, I think it's Richelli, something like that. Anyways, I'll have these links in the description, but just listen to this.
Cedric is joining us from his friend's house in Decatur, Georgia. Hi, Cedric.
Hi, Oprah. How are you?
Oh, good. What's your question for our spiritual panel?
I'm a 33-year-old guy. I grew up in a rural part of Alabama, and I happen to be gay.
And the troubling part of our culture, which is largely anti-gay, being gay is a gift from God, but our culture doesn't understand that. And consequently, the culture sends messages that you ought to isolate. And isolation is the antithesis of what all of us need. We need community. We simply can't do spirituality. We can't be our best self. We can't be fully alive without a community.
Well, you're the first minister I ever heard say being gay is a gift from God. I can tell you that.
But now you're here too.
Now you're here too. Okay.
Now you're here too. And that has nothing to do.
You are the first two ministers I ever heard say being gay is a gift from the God.
Well, of course it is. Absolutely. First of all, we're not talking religion here. We're talking spirituality. And Cedric didn't just happen to be gay. Right. You know, people don't just happen to be gay. You know, when people are born, they have that type of orientation. So he is gay by divine right. And so we need to understand that. So he has gifts, talents, and capacities that he's supposed to deliver to this particular society. Now, there are certain religions that would frown on that and make it some kind of wrath from God or this type of thing. But spirituality is indicating that he's the image and likeness of God just as he is.
Yes, yes. So do you believe that, Cedric? Do you believe that?
Well, honestly, prior to the show today, I hadn't really grasped it, but since watching most of the guests on here today and listening to what you guys have to say, I think I'm going to leave here with a renewed vision. So I'm getting it.
Okay, so yeah, being gay is a gift from God. Okay. Now, before we go to the next video, let me just describe, to me, how I comprehend that, and you can comprehend it however you want to. God creates all of us. We are all created in His image. We're born one way, okay? We're born a certain way. We are born our own way. And He has plans for us. He believes in peace. He also believes in not judging. He believes that by judging somebody in a negative way, that you are sinful, that is a sin. So by you, not you, but in general, people that judge gays, by the people that judge gays, they're creating a sin just as equal as the person being gay, if that is so forth a sin. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I can't answer every question, obviously, but I believe all sins are equal, is what God says, and you can repent, you can ask for forgiveness, you can, do all this stuff, but unless you truly want to change, then you can't just keep asking for forgiveness, is what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying is that being gay is a gift from God. Spirituality wise, everyone has everyone has a plan God has carved out for them, and maybe their purpose, their gift, their what's called a talent, in the Old Testament. I believe it's in the Old Testament, or maybe it's in the New. Anyways, a talent is given to them. There's a story behind it. Basically, that could be their purpose, is to be in that place, in that situation, and be able to change people, or keep judgment down, or something. I don't know. It's really, it could be anything. So what I'm trying to say is, don't judge. One, that's a sin. Sins are equal. Two, um, yeah. So if you're judging a person by them being gay, then that just makes you as low as them, or as equal to them. But everyone's equal, and what I don't understand is why people are so, I'm so much better than you because I'm straight and I have a wife and I'm by the system, and you're not. You're an alien freak or whatever. No, everyone should be able to get along with people, but I guess they're just people that are too close-minded. Try to be open-minded to people. They're still a person, they're still a human being, they still have feelings, same as you. Just because someone has a different sexuality doesn't mean anything. But look, what I need to preach to you is that they're not going to you and saying, hey, I'm gay, and this is how you should be. And we're gonna have gay love, and we're gonna be gay, and you have to be gay. That's I have never met anyone in a situation where they were gay and they're telling everyone else to be gay. Now, if that happens, yeah, so what? Straight people are the ones approaching the gays. They're the ones saying, this is the way, and you should change. Only God has that permission to say who should change and who shouldn't. Done. Alright, now the next one, this is basically explaining how this is a woman. Her name, and if you ever watch Criminal Minds, this is the blonde girl who's really the tech genius. Her name is Kristen Van Guinness. That's Vangsness. Now, this will also be in the description box below. Okay, or in this video. I don't know. Okay, the talk, Kristen Van Guinness, criminal style. Alright, now, and they're talking about it, but when you get to part, like, 143, this is when she starts talking about her girlfriend. Spirituality. Shamar Morg is that one really, really hot black guy that is in Criminal Minds, just clarifying that. Okay. So basically, what she's saying is that she was, from what I'm assuming, straight her entire life. And she even had an amazing boyfriend whom which she was in love with. Um, and yeah, she can fall in love more than once. That's why there are, widows that marry again. Okay, point. Some people don't believe in falling in love multiple times, so it happens. Okay, clarifying that before we get started. All right, so what she's saying is that she was straight her entire life. She's had boyfriends or whatever, and she had this one boyfriend, but she loved him, and but she met this girl, and she was just like out of nowhere, like just so connected. And what happened was it took her a year to break up with her boyfriend, took her 2 years to get with the girl, making sure that she wasn't just, confused and this wasn't just going to last like a couple weeks or months or whatever, that this was set and based. And so, yeah, and they've been together ever since. And holistic, I mean, you can look it up, but basically, she in a more holistic way is meaning in an overall perspective. Okay, like they are connected spiritual to the wise. They're connected physically and mentally and emotionally, and they're a match. And it just so happens that that match is with the girl. Now, it's kind of it's hard to talk about it because unless you've experienced it, I really don't think that unless someone has experienced being gay or bi or whatever the sexuality may be, that they should be able to judge the gay or bi, because it is the exact same feeling you get with, if you're straight, your boyfriend or girlfriend. It is the exact same feeling, except it's with the same gender. Now, one of the questions I get asked is, no, I'm not gay. I'm asexual, but I'm mostly just drawn to girls, especially at this point. And yes, I do have a girlfriend at the time. So, um, okay, point being, I get the question, Wendy, how do you know they would say gay, because most people just assume it's gay. You know, but there's a lot of sexualities that you can date the same sex. Anyways, one is, Wendy, how do you know you're gay, quotation, um, if you've, okay, let's just say that I've never been with a guy. And the thing is the first two people I ever dated were girls. Anyways, let's just say I've never been with a guy, assuming, okay? And someone asked me, Wendy, how do you know you're gay if you've never been with a guy? I'd ask them, how do you know you're straight unless you've never been with, like, the same gender? Like, if it was a guy asked me that or a girl asked me that, no. So, that's a good question. And you really don't know what it's like or what that person's thinking or going through holistically, which just covers all of the, feelings, um, until you experience it yourself. So who are you to judge if you don't have experience in the field? That's what I'm saying. Now, yes, I'm Christian all the way, but we're all sinful, and yes, it's sin, but until I'm willing to change, unless, um, I feel like I don't know if it's going to be a lifelong thing or if it's temporary or who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. It's really complicated, but all I gotta say is I don't care if I wind up with a girl or guy. It's just who I'm connected with and who God has planned out for me. And I believe in listening to Him and throughout my decisions throughout my life. So, anyways, this has been a long session. It's what, like 15 minutes already? So, yeah, I'll have those videos if you want to look at those. Now, just what I'm saying is just keep an open mind. If you need to, repeat this video because I feel like it's a pretty good video. It covers a lot. Yeah, but I love you guys, and please subscribe. And I'm about to put all my links, but if you want my links, just go to my page. My background picture has all my links. Very simple, because I hate saying my Facebook, my Twitter, the Stickcam, my Skype. I mean, it takes too long. So anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for watching this video. Add me here, add me Facebook, like my Facebook pages. Yeah, have a great day, and Merry Christmas, by the way.